You Raiders and Chiefs joy boys think this is just going to be an easy season? You're counting the Broncos out at the bottom of the AFC West? Well, you didn't see what I saw tonight. What's cracking, Bronco Maniacs? It's your boy, the OG Bronc Nuts from the 719, the 4-star captain, 3-time ring checking, boss of the AFC West. And tonight, the Denver Broncos, in the third preseason game in the dress rehearsal, we win 29-17. And don't get it twisted with the score, because they scored right there with 30 seconds left with guys that aren't going to be on the football team. The Redskins were never in the game, and the Broncos got good rhythm, and there's a lot to be excited about for Broncos fans from where I see things. Now, if I go back and look at the whole preseason, in the first game against the Vikings, we got behind there a little bit early. Chad Kelly brought us back in the game, actually got us a 1-point lead, and then late in the fourth quarter, we lost the game with our soup kitchen players that were in there. Then the second week, last week against the Bears, kind of the same thing. We looked good in the first half and we played our starters. And then third, fourth quarter, we get that fumble from Isaiah McKenzie and lose that game. Tonight, the starters play the first half. DT didn't play last week, and I think that there's a lot to be excited about by our receiver core, right? I mean, Case had some throws that, maybe he overthrew. The timing didn't look exactly right. But with Cortland Sutton, Demaryius Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders, you can tell that we are going to have a formidable passing game here in Denver. The other thing that I really liked is our depth at running back. I really don't care which one's in there. I mean, I think Lindsey looks good. I think you could all agree on that. All of our backs, from Booker to Freeman to Henderson, I think all four of those backs, especially with Lindsey being able to come in and play on third downs, is good depth for an NFL team. And plus, you saw the holes that Janovich was blowing open tonight. Wait till he carries the ball. He can run just like a tailback himself. I think, player of the game was, his last name is Thomas, number 35 on defense, first time he was playing in dime packages linebacker. And what a game this kid had tonight. Definitely made an impression, I'm sure, on a lot of fans and the coaching staff. Special teams wise, McManus had a great night. I think he kicked one that was 52, 53 to open up the game, and then booted a couple big ones from 48, 49 yards, somewhere in there. And he was kicking them right down the middle. Of course, he had some struggles last year, so it's nice to see him get off on the right foot. No pun intended. And then I also thought that Marquette King had another good game punting the ball, plus, holding extra points and field goals, which is something that he's never done before. Defensively, I think there's a lot to be excited about when we got what we call the NASCAR package out on the field, right? When you put in Demaryius Thomas and Shane Ray and Bradley Chubb all on the line at the same time, that's a lot of speed coming at you, and it was really nice to see us be able to get that kind of pressure that quickly. That's going to be an exciting thing. I think Wolf and Pecco will probably end up with a lot of sacks this year on the interior just from that outside pressure that's coming. Keep in mind, we're not running a lot of stunts, not showing a lot of stuff. It's base defenses, but you can tell that we got speed, and we're not going to have to cover guys on the back end for a long amount of time. I also think that's probably going to be the Broncos' biggest weakness that teams are going to be able to exploit, is because we do come off the ball so fast that I think you can use that against us with a lot of draws, screens, crossing routes with the tight ends right underneath, the linebackers. I think that's something where we really got to work on. And we got gashed for a couple of big runs. That's going to happen in games. Good to see Adrian Peterson back in there carrying the football. But I think overall, defensively, I feel pretty good about where the Broncos are. We still haven't had Sua Cravens in there at safety. And, Chris Harris isn't completely healthy. And I think that, our defense is going to be good enough, just like it's been in the last couple of years. Last year we were a top 5 defense. That's going to keep us in every single football game we play in. And as long as we can score the points, and if you look back at the 3 games, we haven't had trouble really moving the ball that much. Sutton, our rookie wide receiver, I mean, this guy is going to do big, big, big things in the NFL. He's going to be one of the next big names, which is really exciting for Bronco fans. And then not to mention to have Deshaun Hamilton, the all-time leading receiver in Penn State history, also on our team, fighting for a position. That's how good our wide receiver room is. I mean, we got guys that are all-time leading wide receivers at their historic universities that are fighting for a position on the team. Heck, we just cut Latimer, who was a second-round draft pick, now playing for the Giants. He's the all-time leading scorer at Indiana. He couldn't even make this football team with that kind of credentials. And then here we get Philip Lindsay as an undrafted free agent from CU, doesn't even get it invited to the combine and runs 4.3. So I like where the Broncos are at. This is going to be a way better team than we were last year, a lot more fun to watch, and I think there's a lot to be excited about if you're a Bronco fan. Quarterback play, I thought Keenum looked better than he has progressively every single week. I mean, he looked that good the first week, but he only got 2 series. You know, new guys, new system, new timing. That second week against the Bears, I mean, I thought Keenum, played fairly well. And I think tonight he was really hot and moving the ball. Like I said, he missed some throws, but every quarterback misses throws. The important thing is we took care of the football, didn't give any, extra possessions to the other team, and that's really going to help you a lot to win football games. Chad Kelly, I mean, he wasn't impressive this week as he was last week, but, I mean, give the kid credit. He let us down, I think, on 2 or 3 scoring drives. He didn't throw an interception. All he did was make one bad decision that could have got picked off. But, for the most part, Chad Kelly had a good game, right? I mean, he came in and he did exactly what you need a backup quarterback to do. Don't, keep the wheels on the car. Just keep the stagecoach going straight down the dirt road. Don't turn the ball over. And let's play defense, and we got a good punter, and let's just flip the field and play field position game with these teams. Try to win it on defense. So I really like where we're at 1 and 2 at quarterback. As far as Paxton Lynch, I mean, really the best play Paxton Lynch had was the last play of the game when he came in a victory formation. He took the snap and he kneeled it down. I mean, that was a great play on his part. I don't really have any feelings towards the kid either way. I mean, I think he's on his way out of Denver. I mean, one thing I can't stand, Lynch, if you're listening, what's up with that Nike golf glove that you're wearing, cuz? I mean, you never wore that golf glove before. Last week was the first week you wore it, and then you wore it this week. I mean, it's got that little fag strap on top. At least take some athletic tape and wrap it around there so it looks like you've been buying your game day gear at Dick's Sporting Goods instead of Cherry Creek Country Club. That golf glove. Offensively, I think the biggest concern that we have is maybe some run blocking. I don't know what kind of push we can get up front. Everybody's just now healthy. I mean, I really like where the Broncos are at. I really do. I think that we are going to be a formidable force in the AFC West. I don't know if we have a good enough team to win it, and I don't know if we've got a good enough team to stay out of last place. I know one thing. I think the Broncos are going to be much better than they were last year. We're going to see a much more potent offense. We're going to be putting points on the board with a good defense, and that means trouble for the Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs. This is the OG Broncnuts from the 719 West, the boss of the AFC West. Broncos go to 1 and 2 in the preseason. Seattle coming up. We're ready.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings. That's why we're here to sing football.